here, let us create transfer rules for the current toLIS_02_ which is in 3.x version. To install the transfer rules, click on BI content.
Okay.
It is loading. I'll write down the steps.
In a 7x environment, the BI analysts normally don't, if they have to use a 3.5 extractor, which is rare because there's plenty of 7x extractors, that's what they normally use. They don't go back to 3.5.
No, still data sources, many of the data sources which belongs to ECC are still in 3.x version.
Right, but if you are on a 7.x system, like my Lex customer, Lexmark, 7.3, almost all the BI, people like you, they used the extractors for 7.3. Never did they go back, maybe some occasions because it was already pre-built, standard. But normally they use the 7x extractors.
Yeah, we go for transformations and creating info package because it is lot more easier.
Yes.
However, a manual work may be required here, but still it is lot more easier because without transformation, system will allow you to create info package in 7.x. So that you get data to data source level first. Once it is loaded to data source level, then based on the data that is available in data source level, you create your transformations.
Okay, hang on, I'm in a hotel, hang on. Hello? ¿Cómo están? Bien.
Sí.
Yo estoy aquí trabajando.
Ok, yo hago el servicio.
Sí. Solamente el baño.
Okay.
Y papel de toilet, cosas así.
Claro.
Okay.
Gracias.
Okay. All right, Mr. Madden, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I think some guest.
No, it's early here. I'm at Atlanta with one of the customers, Apple, and I'm doing this, and then after that I go to Apple, and then Coca-Cola.
Oh, great. Fine. Let's see how to install BI content. Now we will install transfer rules. And what are these transfer rules? Transfer rules are the connection between your 3.x data source and your info source.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Now, data source is toLIS_02_ITM and transfer rules connected to info source toLIS_02_ITM. As I said, name of the info source will be similar to the name of data source. Now, click on BI content. To install BI content, the very first step is to click on BI content under modeling.
Okay. Yep.
You click on BI content. Once you click on BI content, you will have an option object types. Second step. Once you select object types, you will get a list of BI content that are predefined by the system. See, I have info areas, applications, info object catalogs, roles, workbooks, query elements, info set queries, crystal reports, and so on. I also have some of the info objects which are pre-built with some properties. If I want to use any of the object that is delivered by SAP, by default it will be in delivery status. It will be in delivery status.
Now, stop right here. All these info cubes and info providers that were created in the other modeling areas, they're the same here, right? So if you go into info cube and I created an info cube in my info provider, you would see it here. Is that correct?
No, you will not see them here. These contains only the information of all SAP delivered info cubes.
And the same goes for data store objects, etc., etc.
Yes. For info objects, we were manually creating info object with some properties, right?
Yeah.
But now let's say zero customer is one of the info object which I want to use defined by SAP. So whatever info object or data source or info cube, the name starts with 0. If the name of the info object or cube or data source starts with 0, then it is by default understood that it is a standard one delivered by SAP.
Correct.
Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So here in this you will have only options of those info objects and those data sources and info cubes which starts with 0.
Right. Right. Yeah. 0 or SAP delivered. Yep. Got it.
Yeah. Now I want to install 0 customer. So what I'll do, I'll drag and drop it here.
Okay.
And system is loading.
Yeah. Document all of this.
Yeah. I don't know why system is so slow today.
Huh?
Now under grouping, you have only necessary objects in data flow before, in data flow afterwards, in
Yep.
data flow before and after.
Okay.
And did we discuss about this?
No.
Okay. Let me discuss about these points before we go further.
Okay.
Necessary objects only.
Okay.
Let's say I want to install InfoCube
Okay.
and the name of the InfoCube is 0PUR underscore C01.
Okay.
Once you want to install this InfoCube, you need to require all the corresponding info objects that are required to build your InfoCube, right?
Okay.
You need info objects, info area,
Yep.
and some other attributes, if at all any attributes exist. If at all any attributes exist, you need all these things before you install your InfoCube.
Okay.
So if I choose only necessary objects, then what are the objects required to create InfoCube will also be installed. And whatever the attributes that are used in this InfoCube will also be installed.
Right.
And the next one is in data flow before.
Right. Okay.
Let's take an example from source system, which is 3.x, from source to data source, from data source to info source,
Right.
from info source to target.
Me dejaste papel porque tengo nariz mala. ¿Sí?
Here,
Sufro
I have to,
decidosito. Yes.
and on top of this, I'll have multi-provider. We will discuss about multi-provider.
Okay.
And on top of multi-provider, you will have reports.
Yeah, we haven't talked about multi-provider.
Yeah. When this is the flow, let's say I want to install InfoSource. If I select the option in data flow before, then it will not only install InfoSource, it will install transfer rules, data source, info package as well. If I choose in data flow after, then it will install from InfoSource, update rules, cube, multi-provider, and all reports, which are on top of multi-provider. And the last option I have in data flow before and after. So from the beginning of info package, it will create the entire data flow.
And what option was that?
In data flow before and after.
Okay, got it.
Okay. And always it is suggested to go for necessary objects only. Always it is suggested to go for necessary objects only. Why? Because on top of this multi-provider, you may have around 50 reports delivered by SAP.
Got it.
And out of all these 50 reports, you might be using only 2 or 3 reports. And if you install in data flow after or entire data flow, then it will install 50 reports, which will again create a dump in your system.
Got it.
Okay. So always it is suggested to go for necessary objects only at the time of installing BI content.
Got it. Got it. Okay, so let's do it.
So here I'll choose only necessary objects instead of having customer number. In our example, as we are using 2lis_02_item, I'll choose transfer rules for 2lis_02_item. So here you have an option, transfer rules. Double click on select object.
Okay. And you've already moved customer. You drop customer.
Yeah, I dropped customer. I dropped customer back.
So make a note of that here. Yes. Yes.
Now, once you expand your transfer rules, double click on select object.
Okay.
Just give me a second. I'm getting on phone call. Hello. Yes. నేను క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను, నేను మళ్ళీ కాల్ చేస్తాను. Yeah, sorry.
No problem. You're a busy man, Mohan.
A bit. I have a little time in a day. Morning I'll take 2 sessions and evening 2 sessions, and rest of the time I'll be on job.
Is that right? With me, I have about 71 consultants working for me all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to see one of the consultants working for me.
Oh, right.
Remote.
Remote, I'll be fine with remote because you are in US timings and I am in Indian timings.
Yeah.
So I can work during nights.
Exactly. So you'll be making a lot of money with me, and I'm very, very serious because I have a lot of BI projects.
Oh, great, dear.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Especially HANA. HANA is coming up.
Yeah, HANA is coming up. That's the reason even in my company, they are migrating to HANA, and they have provided the training for HANA only for 3 days.
That's it?
2 hours a day, 3 days.
Wow.
And I'm not satisfied with it. So I thought, let me learn HANA individually.
Exactly.
Because overview is not sufficient for me to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, how are you going to be an expert then? How are you going to be able to teach me?
I have my practice server, and also there is a project started, and I'm taking course from the real-time consultant who is teaching HANA from last 1 year.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
And he's in India?
Yes.
Okay. So you're learning from him.
Yes.
Excellent.
And he has
yeah,
8 students in a batch.
8 students?
Yeah, minimum.
Ah, that's not good for me. I like one-on-one.
One-on-one. Okay. As I'm the beginner in teaching HANA, so even I would like to go for one-on-one, but not in a group.
Yeah. So when you're ready, because I like to talk to you after this about that. I like to talk to you when you're ready. I want to know how much you're going to charge me, because I know I have 3 companies that are very, very interested in teaching me and then my company, HANA. So I want to hire you because I love the way you teach. I love the documentation. I'm already creating info cubes if you look at my application component. So I only done it once. So I want you to teach me HANA at the expert level once you become the expert. Now, I understand it's new. So we'll talk about it after today's session, if you have time. Continue.
Yeah. So now when you double click on select object, you will have a pop-up screen here, and find your data source.
Okay.
Close it. And you have a data source here. Select it and click on transfer selection.
Okay.
Now it is getting transferred, or I can directly select it and drag and drop it. Either click on transfer selection or directly drag and drop it. Anything is fine. So here, as this is a graphical user interface, you have many options to select one particular object or drag and drop it or transfer it.
Got it.
Today's session is too slow because of the system.
Yeah, for some reason my my recording is not growing. I wonder if this sucker is recording for real. Do you see that it's recording?
Yes, I see that this session is being recorded.
Huh. Okay.
Once you stop the session recording, then I think it should work fine, because automatically system will save the file.
Right, right. The size is not changing on my Explorer. That's what I'm saying. It's not updating. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's not, it will not be updated immediately, because it will be in a buffer once you recorded it entirely. Probably, see, 1 hour session will consume around 200 MB.
No. It's updating. You have to get out and get in to refresh it. That's what it is. Okay. All right, continue.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hardly it will take 200 to 300 MB for 1 hour session.
Yes. You're on it. Exactly.
Come on.
What customers are you working on right now? You say you're working for a company?
Yeah, I work for Deloitte,
Oh, my friends, Deloitte. Oh, yeah.
and the client is Bank of America.
Oh, of course. That's another customer of mine. Huh. How about that? I have close to 100 customers.
Oh, great. And I'm starting my own training consultancy.
Excellent, Mohan. You should, because you're very qualified and you know what it takes. So I am very proud of that. Very good.
Yeah. So probably in another 2 to 3 months I'll quit the job and full-fledgedly I'll start my own training consultancy.
And you know what? If you do SAP HANA, you're never going to regret it because you're going to be so busy.
Yeah. Because every day I get students asking for SAP HANA once they are done with BW course or once they are done with other faculty BODS course.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And BI has not even started yet, but I mean SAP HANA and the US is just starting to pick up in 2013, and there's so much interest that the schools can't even keep up.
Yeah.
Believe me.
And also still the server is not stabilized of HANA. So this is the right time to hit the market to make money.
Exactly. The charges for SAP HANA, by the way, in the US and Europe, in the US it's $200 an hour, easy.
Oh, great
I don't
deal.
know. I got to figure out how many rupees that is, but that's a lot of rupees.
Let me tell you how many rupees it is. It is 10 lakhs per month.
It's what? 2 months, right?
10 lakhs. $200 is around 10,000 an hour.
Yep. And how much is that?
52 rupees.
Exactly. And in India, the wage is not $200 an hour.
That's true.
Yeah, I know. I have friends and family.
Right.
Yeah.
See, it depends on region to region. Here, the rentals will be low. When compared to your salaries, it will be meeting your requirements of your rentals, transportations, food and accommodation.
Exactly.
And you save some money. When compared to US, your rentals are high. Every week you pay $350 for a normal villa.
Right.
Right? And your transportation charges are high and your maintenance is high. Everything goes high. Based on your income, everything goes high.
Exactly.
If you want to purchase an apple in US, how much does it cost? A single apple?
An apple is $1.29.
$1.29, which is around 60 rupees in India.
Yeah.
But here in India, if you want to purchase an apple, it will be 12 rupees.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when you have this transferred, you can click on select grouping, only necessary objects.
Okay.
Because I want to install only necessary objects, not all. And click on install in background. I have, even in installations, I have 4 modules. One is simulate install, which will show me the result, what will happen if you install these transformations. Whether it's going to end up with an error, whether it's going to successful, or whether it's going to end up with a warnings.
Okay.
So it's a test case.
Got it.
And install will start installing in the front end. It will hang up your system until the installation completes. The front end will be hanged up. And this front-end has a limited time. Given by basis team, your front-end process will have a limited time, around 5 to 10 minutes. If the process doesn't complete in given time, then it terminates the process.
Huh. It does what?
It terminates the process.
Oh, got it. Got it. Okay.
Now, so always for a larger applications, we will go and install in background.
Okay.
However, we have the fourth option, install and transport. We don't directly use fourth option for transport. For transport, we have another mechanism which we're going to discuss in further classes.
Yeah, one of the
Install
things
in
we haven't
background.
talked about is transports, you know, from development all the way to queue to production. So keep that in mind, transports. That's another discussion point.
Sure. That's the important concept here.
Yeah.
We cannot skip it.
Right.
Okay. Now it says the delivery overrides the selected objects. Do you want to override the objects you selected? What does it mean? That means someone else, if already installed this transfer rules, you can click on yes. I'll copy the technical name of the installation. Yes. Provide your job name.
Yep.
Click on execute.
Yep.
So the job is finished. It got installed in 11 seconds. And now, if you see in your BI system, I'll go back. RSA1.
Yep.
And here, if I see here, see I have a data flow already created. I have transfer rules created. And these transfer rules are further connected to info source. Clear?
Highlight it. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay.
Okay. This is an info source again. See here, under display data source tree, you have info source.
Go into
This
it.
is not
Take
the
it.
data source. However, the naming convention of data source, you will find it similar. See, data source name is 2lis_02_item and info source name is 2lis_02_item.
Okay.
And similarly, you can install update rules.
Okay.
And update rules are nothing but the connection between info source and your target.
Okay, so can you do that? Just want to see a sample.
Yeah, if you want, we can do it, but still it takes the time. The process is same. All the steps are same. Find out your data source. Click on transfer selection. Select necessary objects. From grouping tab.
Yep.
And next step is select install in background in installation tab, install tab.
Okay.
Okay. Once the job is finished, you will be able to see your transfer rules. Transfer rules connected to in BW system.
Okay.
Fine.
Yep.
Similarly, I'll just write down the steps. Now install update rules. The steps are similar. One. Instead of update transfer rules, you should select here update rules.
Okay. And we also drop customer, same?
No, customer that I have just taken as an example. So it is not necessary that you take a customer and drop it.
Okay.
I was just showing you how to install an info object similarly.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now double click on select object. After that, find your target. Here my target is 0POR_C01. I can search in two ways. My update rules are nothing but a connection between info source and target.
Write that down. Update rules equals update rules.
Yeah. So here, update rules
Got it.
between info source and target. So here I can search for my update rules either with info source name or with the target name.
Okay.
I can search my update rules with the info source name or the target name. And then click on transfer selection. And similarly, select necessary objects from grouping tab and select install in background in installation tab. Once job is finished, you will be able to see update rules.
Okay.
See, this process is possible only for standard DS, standard data source, and standard target.
That's a key point.
Okay. And why it is not possible for REST? Why it is not possible for custom ones?
Hang on. The change and the right optimization. The different rules that apply.
Yes, because if my data source is custom one, how could SAP can have an idea what are the fields that are available in your data source? So it cannot define transfer rules.
Yeah.
If my target is custom one, so how could SAP identify what are the fields that are you are adding to your target?
It's not.
So update rules are not predefined by it.
Right.
Fine.
Right. Yep. So custom, because of custom, they're unique to your particular requirement outside of standard. That's why.
Yes.
Yeah.
But as BI content holds only the information about standard ones, it will have only the standard ones. So try to practice this. And from here create your info package. The last step will be creating info package. Try to practice all the steps in your session after whenever you get a time. If you have any queries, any questions, get back to me on this so that if you have any questions, we will solve in it.
Excellent. Excellent. I'll
Okay.
try to do this today. So tomorrow we are back at the same time.
Yes, tomorrow we are back at the same time, and we will discuss about, you're done with this.
Remember that,
So we will
that
discuss
email I
about
sent?
transport. We
Transportation,
will
yeah.
discuss about this transportation so that we will not forget. And then what else we have?
Yeah. See my email. There you go.
I require more time for this one with Bex. Process chains we will deal with 5 minutes. Custom data source, one session will be done for custom data source.
Yep.
And one session for enhancement of standard data source. Multi-providers and virtual providers, 10 minutes.
Yep.
So
What
process
about
chains.
Bex?
Yeah.
Bex, the reporting is critical for me because that's 60% of how we get to the different targets, right? InfoCube.
Yeah, Bex will consume around 3 sessions.
All right.
Okay. And one more we have transportation. We will cover in tomorrow's session process chains,
Good.
multi-providers, virtual providers, and transport.
Excellent. Yeah. I think by next week we should be done.
Yeah.
And then after that, I want to, you have a BO person, right, that's like you. Because I definitely want to start on BO.
Oh, okay.
Remember, we're very serious about this. I want an expert like you that does BO.
Let me find with him whether he is free now or not. Once we are done with the course, we will talk about BO with that guy.